Please welcome to the stage, Nick Sitson.
Well, good morning. How was the commute? That wasn't even a joke, I was just asking. Welcome to the World Forum. I want to thank you for being here. You got a lot of things you could do with your time. You decided to come here. So on behalf of Paul Smith, who's our Chief Commercial Officer worldwide, Jackie Canny, our Chief People Officer, Tom Hannigan, who runs our business in the United States and around the Americas region, Colin Fleming, our Chief Marketing Officer, thank you for being here at World Forum. My colleague, Amy Loki, who's our Chief Experience Officer, and Lauren House are going to come up here in a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. ServiceNow sponsors an event called the Laver Cup, which is a great tennis tournament. And Andre Agassi, all-time great, was just announced as one of the new coaches in that program. And I challenged him to see if he could pass me while I was playing at net. Watch how it went.
Please, let's just hope his speech is better.
He's really good. I don't know why I didn't expect that. Look, we're going to have a great conversation today. I want to introduce my friend Dan. You know, I think most of us have been to software technology events over the course of our lifetimes and careers. There's a lot of buzzwords. We talk in a bit of a different language. Dan is an actual human being, and he's a great creative digital artist. So Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Nick.
I want you to draw whatever you think you hear.
Sure.
So keep us honest. Get to work. You're paying you for this. And I want to see how Dan's sketch compares to the reality of what I think we said. So that's the plan. You good?
Yeah, let's get cooking.
Dan's great. So I want to start by just looking at where we're at. And this is really the story so far. If you think about it, right, you heard Bill say we're beyond digital transformation. Digital transformation promised utopia. Everything was going to be better. The employee productivity was going to skyrocket. Customers were going to have the most glorious experience. They were going to get whatever they wanted. They were going to be thrilled. And we were all going to be mixing up this beautiful recipe with the fastest speed of innovation in history. But that's really not what happened. Instead, what we got was sort of a hornet's nest of complexity, right? You had this mess of applications. You had worse silos than ever before, and the experiences somehow got worse. The average company represented in this room, 360 plus applications running. That's crazy, the amount of swivel sharing that has to happen. And customers who are counting on the employees to do great work don't actually get what they want. So there's a new stat that came out that sort of blows my mind. 75% of people who were surveyed says they haven't seen the ROI from cloud transformation, which is a real problem. Now, you introduced AI into this equation. Remember that hornet's nest? AI could smash the hornet's nest wide open. You could go from a mess that was kind of contained all of a sudden to things going all over the place. Everybody's got bots, everybody's got agents. So the complexity could become chaos. So I think the question for the World Forum is, and for all of us, how do we move forward in this environment? I think there's two pieces. One, for those of you, and many of you are, who are ServiceNow customers today, we want to constantly help, together with our great partners, get the most out of what you have and what you're using today. Mark of a great technology community isn't that we stop, it's that we constantly get better. And many of you are on the journey, and we want to make sure every step you take, we get better together. That's number one. But number two, and this is really important to me, I don't think just concentrating on how to take incremental steps excuses us from banding together to think of something that is really significant and exciting in terms of a vision for where technology and business go together. And that's why you heard Bill, and you will hear us say, ServiceNow is the AI platform for business transformation. I don't think, regardless of what any of us feel about the hype, right? Like, how many times are we going to say AI today? Like, it is a moment of change. Like, there's never been more interest in this intersection that we all sit at between business and technology. The relationship has never been more scrutinized because there's never been a higher expectation for what can happen. So when we think about the World Forum, and we think about our conversations together, and we think about knowledge coming up next year, the goal is pretty simple. We want to make you the most relevant people in your organization because we want to help you not only with the technology, but with a point of view on how do we make the most. So while yes, it is important that we talk about IT, service management, operations management, we're going to talk about AI as a force for business transformation. And so let's talk about the platform. Here is the ServiceNow platform. If Fred Luddy were here right now, other than the fact that he would be speaking and not me, he would say that the original idea was to connect the enterprise. And when you think about the ServiceNow platform, we are literally making good on Fred's original founding vision because this is the only platform that exists where you can connect the entire enterprise in a virtuous cycle to make work better for people, whether that's in IT, whether that's in HR, procurement, finance, supply chain, sales, customer service. This platform integrates the enterprise in a single cloud-native architecture. So you have one platform and one data model that can extend to every corner of your business. And that's really important. That is the vision of ServiceNow that Fred wanted. Now, if you want to take it a step more technical, then you might look at it like this. I have always loved, and I think it's an important consideration for all of us who believe in ServiceNow, the empathy factor of our platform. At the bottom of this layer, we know you're always going to have a heterogeneous environment of different systems. No one is suggesting that you're going to come to ServiceNow's World Forum and you're just going to decide to rip everything else out and do everything on ServiceNow. That's not going to happen. So you can extract the data and the process that you need out of all those different systems. You can use any infrastructure that you're invested in. You can aggregate data from any source. You can bring any model, whether ones that we build, whether ones you build or that you get from somewhere else, bring any model. And then you can automate workflows so that the intelligence actually gets to the people in any part of the enterprise. That puts you in a position to talk about a platform that no other technology sponsor in your organizations will be able to talk about. And when we think about this, workflows really are the key. If you do a casual scan of the market, everybody now wants to talk about workflows, right? They're the new fad. But because you invested in ServiceNow, you were first to that conversation. And when you think about all the tools that exist in this platform, think of the integration hub, which makes it possible to bring in all those connection points that we talked about. Think about process mining. Allows you to actually examine where things are not working the way they're supposed to work so that you can improve them and make them work better. Document intelligence. You can store any document natively in the platform. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm breaking any news to say that organizations, because they're a collection of people, can be dysfunctional. They have throughout history. They probably always will be in some form or fashion. But dysfunction's worst nightmare is when you can diagnose it, you can reassemble it in a better way, and you can make it better for everyone. And that is ultimately the goal of what the ServiceNow platform can do. You add into this Now Assist, all the generative AI capabilities. Amy's going to talk about many of them. Now you're talking about every corner of your business, not just your business, but every business, helping employees be more productive, helping developers code faster, helping support teams and customers get what they want. That's why in the Xanadu release, which again you'll talk a lot about, we also brought out of the box industry-specific AI. So it's AI in every corner of every business, regardless of size or industry. So the line we drew, put AI to work for people. We can't get into the old habit of the tech industry of talking about tech for tech's sake. If it doesn't help the people, it doesn't matter. And there is this beautiful intersection, lost in all of the hype around AI. There is a beautiful intersection that we should be helping to find, which is the intersection of the machine's speed, because they can go really fast, and the human judgment and creativity, which machines will never be able to replicate. So you have a single platform, workflow automation, AI everywhere, and it's a really, really important conversation. So you say, Nick, why do you stress it? Because I go back to what I said earlier. Whether we know it or not, every boardroom represented here, every C-suite, they're under pressure. They're being asked to explain what will AI do to change the future of our business? How do we stay ahead of our industry? How do we show meaningful return on investment? That's why ServiceNow's conversation today is about how we put AI to work for people with an AI platform for business transformation. I love, we just came out of Halloween. I take it very seriously. I always want to have the best decorated house, and I had this giant 30-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And literally the wind gust blew a hole in it, and my wife's like, how much did you spend on that? But there's this great scene in the original Ghostbusters movie. We got the tools, we got the talent. It's Miller time. It's a little bit how I feel about us today. We've got the tools, and we've got the talent. So that is the story so far. Now, I'm blessed to be joined by an infinitely more talented co-host today. Amy Loki is our Chief Experience Officer. She has been at the absolute forefront of making the ServiceNow platform a consumer-grade destination in business software. Say good morning to Amy. Amy, everybody. Everybody, Amy.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much, Nick. It's always fantastic to be here, and I love sharing a stage with Nick. I always know I'm in great hands. So I'm the Chief Experience Officer at ServiceNow, and I feel like I'm one of the luckiest people at the company because I spend so much time on what's ahead and our future product innovation and shaping the designs of the product experiences that we're delivering for you. So what we've got ahead is more exciting than ever before. Now, if you thought generative AI was a tectonic shift in technology and experience, what we've got going on ahead is even more exciting. That was really only the beginning. So we're entering a new chapter in the AI story with new workers in your organization called AI agents. The advent of AI agents will see people and AI working together, unleashing a new magnitude of productivity. Launching this month, we can put AI agents to work, starting with your IT service management and your customer service management workflows. You can provide personalized help to your customers and your employees with AI agents that are grounded in the context of your business, your workflows, and your integrations. Now, AI agents are always working 24/7. Incredible productivity for your business. They work alongside your teams, handling repetitive tasks, seeking out information and resources, doing work in the background. And you can think of AI agents as doing that research and that reading, bringing information to a human so they can do the writing and they do the decision making. Most importantly, these AI agents are always under your control. So you can build custom AI agents and skills with guardrails for when to keep humans in the loop. So this is powerful, productive, and safe. And this is how ServiceNow is putting AI agents to work for you. Now, we all know a lot about AI here, and we know that AI is only as good as the data that feeds it. So that brings me to the next innovation that we're going to cover this morning. So we know businesses like yours are storing more data than ever before. However, this data can be siloed across hundreds of different systems, which often don't talk to one another. That's why we're introducing Workflow Data Fabric. This connects any system or any data source directly into the ServiceNow platform. This unifies data across your enterprise. Now, it uses out-of-the-box connectors, streaming, and zero copy, so that data platforms such as Snowflake and Databricks can have your data, and we can put it straight to work, powering all of your workflows, your AI, and your AI agents in real time. So Workflow Data Fabric does this at blistering speed, and it helps you stay in control with very strong data governance and security. And we're going to show you all of this innovation working together in just a minute, but before we do, I want to talk about speed. So to ensure that you get your data at the speed of now, we've made a fundamental architectural upgrade to our underlying database. In the last 10 years alone, ServiceNow instances have grown by 25 times, and that growth will only increase. And this presented an opportunity for us to completely redesign our database structure. The result is RaptorDB Pro. This is a brand new, unique to ServiceNow database built for the future. I'm talking about 3 times more transactional speed and throughput, and a 53% improvement in these transaction times. The performance improvement really comes to life when you're running queries and analytics, so I'll show you a representation of what that's like. So beneath everything that we do at ServiceNow, there's a huge database. It holds all of your critical information, quite securely, of course, and we have massive data tables with hundreds of millions of rows of data. And so what you might not know is that when a database runs a query, it's searching one table cell at a time in a pattern that looks like this. It's fast and it works well, but when you consider that some of our tables approach 500 million records, it can take quite a lot of time to comb through all that data cell by cell and return the results. So imagine how much time it would save if you could run a query and the database only searches the relevant column of information instead of scanning the whole table. So that's exactly what you get with RaptorDB Pro. It's called a column store index, and it delivers analytics up to 2,700 times faster. So in the background, RaptorDB Pro also has built-in parallel processing, and that reduces bottlenecks every step. So it breaks larger tasks down into subtasks and efficiently distributes them across multiple CPUs so it can be tackled all at the same time. And so the net result is simple, right? Results come faster, the insights are actioned earlier, and the value is realized at the speed that people expect in today's digital age. And as far as I'm concerned, when you get the results you want really quickly, that's a fantastic user experience. So I really think RaptorDB Pro is a game changer. We believe it's going to be one of the easiest buying decisions that you make with the Now platform. And I promised I would show you how this works all together. So I'd love to welcome to the stage today Lauren Howes. Lauren, great to have you up here with me, and you're going to show us how this works.
Thanks, Amy. Hi, everyone. Large retail banks, some of whom are represented in the audience today, rely on ServiceNow to keep their critical systems running. All from a single view, you can manage your key performance indicators, your analytics, and your active cases. Let's take a look at something completely new that's changing the way that this bank is approaching productivity and supporting their customers. Real-time alerts with AI agents. ServiceNow AI agents learn from your data. They can reason, plan, and interact with one another to solve problems on your behalf. And here at the top of the screen, we see that an AI agent has actually proactively flagged an issue with this bank. It's an issue preventing the opening of new customer accounts, and this is a huge deal. It impacts 8,000 branches and could result in millions of dollars of lost revenue. On the right side panel here, we see all the steps that our AI agents have already taken to resolve this problem. So the bank's incident identification agent has flagged the issue, which triggered the diagnostic agent to go in and analyze all the systems that are involved with opening these accounts. And by leveraging these data sources, they instantly identified the problem. It was a recent software update. Now, this would have normally taken IT teams hours to find and would have likely resulted in downtime for the bank. With Workflow Data Fabric, AI agents can access any data that's connected to the ServiceNow platform. They can search software policies in SharePoint, they can review current system usage in their data warehouse, and of course, they can access and leverage existing knowledge base articles to create those end-to-end resolution plans. All right, back to our console. Because we have those guardrails in place to ensure that our AI agents are acting on our behalf, this AI agent needs IT approval before it can take the next step. And awesome. Okay, once management has approved, the team of AI agents can flurry into gear and orchestrate a series of tasks to restore system access to those 8,000 branches we were talking about. And finally, an AI agent is going to draft an email to all impacted parties, prompting them to re-log in. That's it. Problem solved. So think about the power of what these AI agents just did. They autonomously identified and diagnosed an issue and then created and executed a resolution plan. Think about all the ways you could put AI agents to work for your business to rapidly scale productivity across any department or any use case. Now, the experience that we just saw is only possible when you power AI with a unified and trusted data strategy. Banks of this size, they have petabytes of data, and in order to make smart decisions, they need to connect, understand, and act on that data, no matter where it lives. So that's where Workflow Data Fabric comes in. Here, we see Data Fabric connecting both structured and unstructured data to Snowflake and Databricks, and then even unstructured data in Microsoft SharePoint. New with Workflow Data Fabric are those zero-copy data partnerships that Amy mentioned with our leading data clouds like Snowflake and Databricks that keeps your data where it resides without having to copy it into ServiceNow. So with just a few clicks, our bank can create a zero-copy data connection, connecting terabytes of real-time application, credit, and risk data directly in ServiceNow. And Data Fabric's real-time field and record mapping takes all of that financial service data and harmonizes it into a single model. With Data Fabric's zero-copy connections, data is kept in their original systems, but you can treat it like any other data in the ServiceNow platform. You can use it to build those AI workflows and power new skills for your AI agents. So Amy, that's how you put data to work with Workflow Data Fabric.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much for showcasing the product innovation. And we just think this is really an exciting time for ServiceNow, the industry, and for you. So Nick, back to you. What's next?
You know, it's funny, somebody sent me a message saying, thank God the platform shows better than your beard, Nick. And I was like, wow, that's harsh.
Nice.
Look, I think it's exciting. Everybody talks about agents. I'm not going to criticize anybody else's agent strategy, but when you see the empathetic way that ServiceNow can both put our own agents to work and also govern other agents, I think it's a really exciting story. So quick recap. End-to-end platform, every corner of the business, engineered from the ground up to Fred's original vision, making sense of that hornet's nest. Workflow Data Fabric, bringing the same rhyme or reason to all the different data sources, running those AI agents, governing and orchestrating everybody else's agents. That's what I heard. Let's do a quick human consultation. Dan, I know everybody's fascinated to see what you have drawn so far. What do you got?
All right. So it seems like we're at a fork in the road, right? In the past, we've had some issues with achieving that digital utopia, and now we are confronted with AI, and that era can go either way. But ServiceNow, it sounds like to unlock that transformation, it's putting in place the infrastructure and the tools and capabilities to actually make that a reality. And that's fairly impressive. It's making me wonder and curious even more so what the rest of this keynote has in store. Anything stick out to you there, Nick?
Is it like supercharge the car? Is that what that, or is that a rocket ship?
Oh yeah, you guys are definitely driving.
It looks like it exploded, that's why I'm asking. It's still pretty good. You're gonna finish it?
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, keep working, keep working. Wow, that's the first, hey, yeah. Hey Dan, that was a live endorsement of your work. Well done. Okay, look, let's shift gears. We could talk about AI blueprints all day. They're not going to solve business problems, and we want to have this bridge between AI platform, which we've talked about, and business transformation, which is where you get the results that really, sort of where the rubber hits the road. So we'll start in the core, because we could spend an entire week talking about the challenges that exist in running technology estates in the AI world. Think back to when we had this public cloud, LOB cloud rollout and all the challenges that were created. We're not going to make those same mistakes because I think we've all learned lessons from that. So my friend Tim's going to come up here because he actually is doing this for real. There are thousands of customers around the world in this community where we could connect you if you want to have more rubber hits the road use case examples of how ServiceNow is powering the business of technology. But we thought we'd bring one of them. So give a warm welcome to Tim Parecka, who's the CIO of one of the largest insurance brokerages, USI. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to draw or do you want to talk?
You don't want me to draw.
No drawing. Okay, so let's get some basics. A lot of people in the audience trying to figure out sort of how ServiceNow fits into this new AI, Gen AI world. You have a ton of experience. Talk a little bit about what you own, your experience with ServiceNow, how you've taken the approach to solve some of these challenges.
Yeah, so we started this process a long time ago, and I was sitting in meetings about 3 years ago, and as we go around and everybody's giving their updates, I keep hearing, "What are you doing?" Well, I didn't hear about projects. I was hearing, "I'm working on tickets." Next person, "I'm working on tickets. I'm working on tickets." I was like, "Wait, what's going on here? Why are we spending so much time on tickets? This is not the innovation that's driving the company forward." And when I did a little research, I found out that we had outsourced our help desk, and we had set an SLA of 70% of the tickets need to be handled at the desk, which I'm sure sounded great to somebody, but that means 30% of those tickets are getting escalated to my senior teams. And they're spending a lot of time, especially as the company grew, working on these things. So we really started digging in as, okay, what can we do about this? We could expand the help desk, but that's going to cost us more money. I thought it was a lot better for us to take things and automate them where we could, push them down to the end user. That kind of gives the end user that ability to self-service themselves, get their answer quicker, and it takes that load off of our service desk and really gives a better user experience. So we did this, and we did this by building out service catalog items. We built out anything we could automate, we automated. If there was an API, we took advantage of it. We could script things. We did RPA bots. And we had a lot of success with that. And as we started off, and it was like, oh, this is great. We need to do more of this. So we did more and more and more. We ended up with dozens and dozens and dozens of things. And then things started to plateau. And we really didn't understand, like, why are we not getting the benefits anymore? Because we were doing so great. And what it turns out is it became too much. People couldn't find the things that they were looking for. They didn't know where to find things. It's kind of like the early days of the internet. If anybody remembers Yahoo, everything was categorized, and you had to drill down and find things. Then Google came along and made it so you could type what you wanted. I said, I need this. I need people to be able to find the things, because if they don't find it, they either get frustrated and call the desk, or they end up using the wrong item, which ends up being more work to undo what they did and do things the way we needed them done. So we started looking at different systems out there, and a lot of them needed a lot of training in order to get them going. And we did 2 POCs, and I looked at that and I said, my God, it's going to take us 3 months just to do 2 cases, and we've got 100 of them. So this is not going to work for us. So then Gen AI came out, and we learned about Gen AI just like everybody else did by watching South Park. And
that wasn't in the script.
And ServiceNow came out with their ServiceNow platform. I said, this is great because everything's integrated in there. You already have access to all my incidents. You can look and say, hey, this happened before. Here's how we solve that. Here's what you're trying to do a DNS change versus buying a domain name. I know the difference. I can get you to the right place. But then we kind of ran into that old garbage in, garbage out, where we needed to have good information. A lot of our tickets were resolved. Our resolution notes were simply the word resolved. Well, that's not really a great thing to feed into an AI engine. So we started using the ability of the platform to go through all the notes and build those resolution notes for them. And we found that our agents were much better at kind of taking that and building upon it than starting from scratch. So we were taking things and moving them into what we needed to have for the AI agent to learn from. So that's been a great help for us.
So maybe just comment on outcomes. Right? Everybody's under pressure, right? We need to do a lot of things. Resourcing is never the easiest thing. I need more money. I need more people. What kinds of results have you seen, and how have you used those to build a business case to continue to accelerate what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Because without the quantifiable results, it really doesn't matter. And I have a great trick for everybody. If you have a vendor come in and they want to sit down across the table from you with your team and they tell you, I'm going to save you 40 hours a week. What you do is you look around you look at your team, look them all in the eye, then you turn back to the vendor and say, which one should I fire? Their eyes get really big. Like, no, that's not what I meant. But this is actually one of those cases where we did have that benefit. And we're lucky we're a growing company. We were able to kind of keep our staff stagnant and give our people opportunities to grow within the organization and take on other roles. We've actually taken 3 people. I think one of them is in the audience today, who's now a ServiceNow developer who came from our service desk. And provide these opportunities, provide a career path, and keep that. As the company grows, we keep our service desk flat. I love my favorite metric is we had about 225 employees for every person on the service desk. And I would love to only have 360 applications to support. We're nearly double that. We've grown that now in the past 2 years to north of 400, and we've got our eyes set on 500 in the next year.
Amazing. Give us in the final few seconds, just give us one piece of advice. You've done it well. You have a vision for where you want to take this. What advice would you give everybody?
You know, the advice I would give you is, you know, you really need to look at, you know, it's a different way of looking at things. We needed to make, you know, all of our articles, all of the work we do, we need to think that these need to be conversational in nature. You know, my vision is that the whole idea of the help desk website all goes away, and you can use Teams or whatever platform of choice you have to have a conversation with this virtual AI agent, just like you would a trusted colleague or anybody else, and kind of it becomes ubiquitous. It's not about going somewhere to get the information. You're just having a conversation. So if you start to look at your documents, your knowledge base articles, you know, your closed notes, all the information you're gathering, as thinking of it, how is this going to work conversationally? I think you'll have a lot more success.
Straight from Tim. Let's give it up for Tim Bracken. Thank you very much. You did a great job.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. I hope the ServiceNow account team that supports you took notes on not to fire people on your team. Thanks for that. All right, do you have any South Park themed demonstrations?
You know what? I was going to riff with you on South Park and say that ever since that episode, life just hasn't felt the same for a good reason.
Okay.
But you beat me to it.
All right. Show us how we put AI to work for our tech teams.
Okay. All right, so like most of our customers, you probably have a ton of data in the ServiceNow platform. Historically, it might have been a little challenging accessing that data to help employees or empower good decision making. Let's see how we can use AI to fix that and get access to that data quickly and easily. Analytics generation is new with Xanadu. I'm particularly excited about it because I have to build dashboards for demos. This makes it so much easier. And all we're doing is we're using natural language prompts to create these key performance indicators and metrics that would have otherwise taken an expert or a Lauren to do. So come on this journey with me. I'm going to create a dashboard. We'll do it together, and we're going to make a dashboard for IT leaders to see how their teams are performing. I'm going to start by asking Now Assist to create a data visualization. And to quote Tim, we're going to just Google it. I'm going to use my own words to say, let's break down incidents by assignment group. Okay. Awesome. So we'll give Now Assist a second to think. It's likely going to ask me some clarifying questions to make sure this is what I want. And let's add it to the dashboard. I love the squiggly lines, but it's kind of hard to decipher. So maybe let's see if we can use a different visualization. It's an easy fix. I can just pop over to the configuration pane. And yeah, I think the bar chart looks better, right? OK, cool. On to the next one. So this time, let's choose a different visualization. I like pie charts. Thanksgiving is coming. And Now Assist is smart. It knows that I'm changing. I'm asking for a different visualization. And it's going to ask for how I want to break down the data. That's unique to pie charts. I think priority looks good here. Let's see how it looks next to our bar chart. Beautiful. OK. Finally, let's check to see how our teams are performing against unresolved issues. Let me type that in. Now, for visualizations that aren't graphical, meaning they're not a picture, they're not a nice pie chart, Now Assist is going to give us the option to preview the data before we add it. So I don't see any resolution codes. These are unresolved issues. Love it. Adding it. And perfect. So just like that, I created a brand new dashboard. Our IT leaders have better visibility quickly into their critical processes. Now that's putting AI to work for our tech teams, Nick.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Who was it, Stewie in the show?
Oh God, I think it's Cartman.
Cartman.
And
Oh,
who
Stewie
else?
from the Family Guy.
Yeah, it's Stewie's Family Guy.
Sorry.
And then Bart is The Simpsons.
Well, I know The Simpsons. All right, Lauren, that was awesome. Thank you very much. So good. I can see Colin Fleming in the front going, what the hell are you doing? Like, sell the software, man. So look, we could talk tech all day. We should talk about the employee experience because if we can't get the employee experience right, if people can't get access to the services and the information they need, then again, what's the point? So Amy's going to welcome a special guest. Ruth's going to come up here. Before Ruth comes up here, again, part of this is about connecting customers with other customers. So there's all sorts of different organizations who are doing exciting things with ServiceNow on the employee experience. Again, we were smart enough to bring one. Would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, absolutely. So Ruth, come on up to the stage. So Ruth leads HR at News Corp, and you've provided a really special gift to the audience here. So thank you. Do you want to tell them about the gift?
Hopefully everyone, good morning everyone. Great to be with you today. Hopefully you saw a bit of your Wall Street Journal on your seat, and I encourage you all and invite you all to subscribe to the journal. These are really important, challenging times around the world, and you know what a fabulous source of information it is every day. And hopefully you can see the ServiceNow in that as well.
That's right. Yeah, we're hoping you read it cover to cover, find the ServiceNow ad in there. We're very proud of it, and it's a great partnership between our companies. So Ruth, let's start out with the scope of your remit. You have a large, complex challenge where you work. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, yeah. So I'm the Global HR Officer for News Corp, and in my role, I look after HR, obviously, but also property, safety and security, ESG, and philanthropy.
And I mean, this is a global company. You told me a little bit about the scale of how many people, how many different regions. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, look, we've got about 25,000 employees, and we're in 40 countries, but we have a presence in 60 as well. So, you know, big global business with some of our fabulous, amazing businesses and brands up here. You can see from the New York Post to Dow Jones, HarperCollins, plenty of publications in Australia. I think about over 180 mastheads there, and fabulous things like the Times of London as well.
Yeah, so I mean, like many regions, a lot of different cultures, I would imagine, a lot of different probably like sub-brands to manage through, tons of complexity with 40 different countries as well. So what have you been doing to solve that? How have you been elevating the employee experience at News Corp?
Sure, I mean, look, there's many complexities and challenges that come into my role, but one of the key things has been that we've been wanting to create a frictionless experience for people to be able to get the answers they need to basically get back to their day jobs. Because as much as I love HR, people don't come in every day to go, how do I spend all my time trying to find the HR information I need? So look, we'll tell you a bit of a journey that we've had with ServiceNow. So back in 2014, our technology team, a lot of my technology colleagues are here today, implemented ServiceNow to help their help desk and to better answer employee requests through the ticketing system. Then I went to my technology business partners and said, look, what we're trying to do here is I really want to create a way in which we can democratize HR and everyone can get access to it. Because what we found was if you weren't senior enough and didn't have a HR business partner, then if you were just the average Joe in the business, they had no real way of getting answers and getting help. In addition to that, we wanted to make sure that we're spending any HR dollars we can higher up the value chain. And they said, well, have we got the thing you need? And so we implemented ServiceNow. We put in a chatbot, a ticketing system, a way in which to triage, calls and tickets to real HR business partners to answer questions as well. And what we've found now is we've scaled that across the world. We created a persona called Sophie. And so what we've done now is expanded it beyond HR into finance, facilities. I mean, it really is, if people have questions, it's just ask Sophie, and they go everywhere there. Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic. I love how you branded it Sophie as well, too, and it just sounds like an incredible universal solution where people can get a consistent experience. I love how you started in HR and then you scaled it across all these different verticals within the business. So I'm curious, when as a user experience professional, I always want to know, well, how do you prove out the value, right? Like, how do you show that improvement in the employee experience? How do you show the business value? So what were did you have key metrics or measurements that you were using?
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, we were able to basically shut down all other channels. Like we had email inboxes everywhere. We had different ways in which people would try and connect with us. And that would be my advice, given we've done this across the world now and we've implemented it in so many different of our businesses. It's this will work, and so basically shut everything else down, just direct everyone to ServiceNow, and we've had remarkable outcomes. Yeah. You know, from a cost perspective, if I think about that first business that implemented this, we've been able to, in that particular HR function, we halved the cost completely. We've been able to use the cost of that particular function through solving real business problems through great HR solutions, continue to automate all the low-value work, and we're scaling that more and more across the world. So, you know, I personally hold a view now that you can't really transform a HR function. Mm-hmm. I'd find it very difficult to run one without the ServiceNow platform now. So we're continuing to, you know, strengthen this partnership and use it across our business globally. Yeah.
I love that, Ruth. I love that. And knowing how it's so foundational to how you run HR in your business, it's definitely a source of pride for us here. So one last question. So I obviously opened up today talking a lot about AI. I'm going to share, actually, we have a funny mug that I got courtesy of our brand team, and it's heat sensitive. And when I pour a cup of tea in it, it lights up and it says I'm hot for AI. And I am, really.
All right.
So AI is like in every conversation. And I know with HR teams, sometimes there's concerns around sensitivity handling and things like that. How are you thinking about your AI solutions, how you might build on this foundation and bring AI into this experience that you've created?
Sure. Look, I mean, we're thinking, you know, right across all of our functional areas. So, you know, our technology team's really quite advanced in how they're thinking about utilizing AI. Mm-hmm. And I'll do a terrible job of explaining all of their technical things. But I know they're using a lot of AI-driven agents, you know, to really provide quick, accurate responses to you know, questions that people and employees have. Lots of automation of tasks, which will free up our HR and IT support teams to really, you know, focus on higher value things. We've also had where we have phone support, and we do still have that in some of our HR teams and across technology as well. They're looking at how they can use the ServiceNow voice and Now Assist to really make support faster and easier for everyone. Mm-hmm. And importantly, from the HR perspective, we're putting a lot of energy at the moment utilising the experience packs which are provided by ServiceNow to really improve the onboarding and offboarding journeys. You know, I think also from a risk management perspective, there can be a lot of things there handling very sensitive data that, you know, humans can stuff up at times. And we're finding that actually partnering with you guys is making it seamless and much more reliable and taking a lot of the risk out. So there's some of the things we're doing.
That's fantastic. Well, Ruth, thank you so much. We love how you're innovating in this space, and thank you for joining us today. It was great to hear your solutions, so thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so in our Xanadu release, we enabled employees to make requests to Now Assist directly through Teams using Copilot. This is an incredible experience for employees because they can get the services, the resources they need all in one place wherever they are engaging with technology. So we're really excited to share this with you as well, too. Lauren, you want to take it away?
Absolutely.
Great.
Thanks, Amy. So using AI to help employees often means we're meeting them where they are, which also often means we're connecting Now Assist with systems beyond ServiceNow. Let's take a look at how we're combining the power of Now Assist together with Microsoft Copilot to give employees the help and guidance they need, whether they're in Teams or in ServiceNow. From Teams, I can get information directly from ServiceNow through Now Assist. So I'll show you an example. I'm going to summon the integration using the Now Assist keyword, and let me ask a question about my life insurance benefits. Now Assist is searching thousands of knowledge articles, and it's going to generate a nicely formatted card with my answer. I don't have to switch between systems anymore. Heck, I don't even have to read a whole knowledge article to get what I need. But I don't have to use this powerful integration just to get information. I can also use it to take action. So to take this example one step further, let's summon the integration. How do I add someone as a beneficiary? Okay. So I'm still within Teams. I haven't gone anywhere, and I'm just using natural language. Now Assist knows what I want, and it's going to walk me through a step-by-step process now. So let's kick off the request, and off we go. I'm going to add a second beneficiary. And because we know ServiceNow is the connected platform for the enterprise, it knows a thing or two about me. I just recently added someone to my family, and ServiceNow is connected to our HR systems and is actually going to suggest who my second beneficiary might be. Super cool. All right, final steps. Let's review what it put together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and submit this. That was almost too easy. By combining Now Assist with Microsoft Copilot, we're meeting employees where they are in the same systems that they're using every day. Now that's putting AI to work for your people.
So many of you are so invested in Microsoft. Yeah, we can give Lauren a round of applause. She gets tired. So many of you have such big Microsoft investments that it's not like any one company in the AI era is going to go it alone. So it is in our interest as a trusted platform of yours to make sure that that integration is seamless. And Lauren, you did a great job showing it. So great conversation about the employee experience. We want to finish on the customer experience, or preview the fan. So some of the many customers who are thinking about next generation customer service management on ServiceNow's platform are behind me. We've got a really fun example, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but we've got this new thing called the World Works Club that's sort of coming online. And it's where we actively want to help you tell your story in a way that serves your organization. You say, come on, you're just going to make us say ServiceNow things. No, like we want to tell an exciting story. So before we welcome our next guest, I just want to show you a little preview of something along the lines of what I'm describing. Let's roll it.
Want a fast game? Play it on ice. The players? Put them on skates. The puck? Drop it. Pass it. Shoot it. That's fast.
The game is always moving,
Meet John Frantzakakis.
and the business needs to move just as fast.
We wanted to really transform digitally.
We are always innovating.
If you could think of something, you could likely do it on the platform.
The ServiceNow AI platform for business transformation.
That's the one. We had a goal,
Meet Karen Atkinson.
but couldn't figure out how to start.
The expert services team came in.
And allowed us to understand the platform.
There's a million ways to come up with solutions.
First up, employee operations. Meet Phil Cresswell.
Our employees are empowered when they are able to
Do self-service,
be connected
integrate applications and processes.
and use a unified system.
ITSM was implemented in just 55 days. That's fast. Next up, arena operations.
Technical coordinators arrive about 5 hours before game time.
Meet Destiny Kunstman.
Coordinators set up all of the blue line cameras, net cameras, puck inventory. Pucks are a big deal in hockey. Now that's all done digitally. Everything's in one place. I'm mobile, and it's mobile.
Everything rolls up to a dashboard.
32 arenas across North America.
Sometimes we have 16 games a night.
It gives a quick visual on the platform.
In real time.
The Arena Ops app was built in just 10 weeks. That's fast.
The data we're now getting from the platform is something we've never had.
We're no longer reactive.
We're able to make data-driven decisions.
And with AI, now we're going to become predictive.
That's putting AI to work for people. And all this in year one?
And our year isn't done.
That's speed to value. What are you going to do next year?
Our fans have more data at their fingertips than ever, and we need to empower them to continue to grow the game.
It's going to be good.
When the NHL works, the world works. The world works with ServiceNow.
Give it up for John Frantzakakis. How are you doing?
I'm excellent.
You want to do a little live audience survey? New York Ranger fans in the room? Anybody? Boston Bruin fans in the room? Let's go! Sad, the Bruins, I'm just saying. Okay.
We love all our teams.
You love all your teams. You're
our teams.
Totally political. We said no politics today. You're one of the most passionate ServiceNow advocates I've ever met. So I'm like, you want to just do a TED Talk for 5 minutes, or you want me to ask you a question?
You could ask questions.
All right. So give people a sense. Year one, right? You're doing a lot. How did you approach the idea of ServiceNow in the reference architecture of the NHL, and what successes have you personally been the proudest of to date?
Yeah, absolutely. So our journey started about 2 years ago with ServiceNow and our focus on digital transformation and business transformation.
Thank you.
We had an incredible, ambitious goal, which was to hit every corner of the business and solve a problem. That was our goal. And so we said, where do we start? We looked at IT. As you saw, ITSM was our first focus. We said, we got to build the foundation. That is our first priority, and that's where we started. You saw we did it in 55 days. Power of the platform allowed us to move very quickly. Our next priority was the game, most important thing, our product. And so, for those that don't know, we play over 1,300 live games every season across North America. We have millions of fans across the world, 20,000 fans in arena that are consuming our product every night. And as you heard, we can even have 16 games running at once on any given day. How do you manage this world, this ecosystem? There's technology, there's resources, there are systems. You need insights on what's happening behind the scenes. We built a game operations ecosystem on the platform using ITSM, FSM, and the Now Mobile agent. Between those three products, we were able to empower all our employees to manage the daily setup of games, the implementation of the technology that we need each night. These venues are not always in hockey mode, as you all know. And how do we manage all this technology, make sure we support it, find out when things break, why they broke, and that's where the intelligence layer came in for us. We added that on top of everything with predictive analytics. And we learned so much around our game after the first season that we're now in our second season with the Game Ops ecosystem, and we're having an incredible outcome. Our fans are consuming our game the way they're supposed to without interruption and without issues. So from a fan experience, that is our #1 priority, make sure our product, when you're watching on any device or at home, is uninterrupted. And that's all being powered behind the scenes with the platform.
It's super exciting, and the speed with which you've deployed is really impressive. Everyone's trying to make choices, right? Everybody's getting bombarded with a point of view from every other technology company in the world, like, this is what you have to do with AI on our platform. So when you sit with the team at the National Hockey League and you say, we want to be the most innovative sport, we want to connect how we deploy our technology with how we operate our venues, with how the fan experience goes, just talk through where you see this going and how you could see ServiceNow continuing.
Yes, so we're excited. Obviously, we've connected the business, right, from a game perspective and an IT perspective. Now we want to reach the employees. We want to reach all our clubs, and we want to reach all our partners. And by next month, we will be rolling out our new employee portal for all our employees on the platform. We're also currently using a club portal, which we've designed for all 32 teams to engage on business transactions between the league and their constituents. Additionally, we're launching a partner portal, so that's everyone else that we do business with. So the entire ecosystem, as you can see, is connected at the core with ServiceNow, whether it's our IT operation, our game operations, our employees, our partners, our clubs. We're keeping that all within the ecosystem. So we're very excited about that.
So it's not just connecting different units within the NHL at the league level. It's not just connecting the teams across the league. It's literally connecting an entire ecosystem from NHL, team, fan, and supporting partners.
Absolutely.
It's pretty exciting. Give us one final thought. Like, again, that same question I asked Tim earlier, and advice is so critical. I mean, you've done a lot really fast. What's one thing you learned that you think would benefit everybody in the room today?
Stick to the fundamentals. We realized that if you use the platform the way it's been built, and you obviously can customize it like crazy, we know this. But what we've learned is we can move really quickly when we stick out of the box. The integrations are incredible. We're able to connect different systems seamlessly, and it allows for you to deliver very quickly to the business.
John, let's hear it for John on the NHL. Good luck this season.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Nick.
All right, Lauren, we're on our way home. Give us a quick demonstration of what that customer or fan experience could look like on the ServiceNow platform.
Absolutely. Customer service agents do a lot of communicating to resolve customer issues, and while this can be really time-consuming, it's often the difference between an average customer service experience and a great one. Let's see how we can use AI to streamline customer communications and make our agents a little bit more effective. So we set the stage on a customer email outlining a product issue. Now, we'll see a little later in the demo, the fix for this issue is actually pretty simple. But even simple cases require a lot of communicating in order to achieve that great experience I'm talking about. But fear not, our agent Frank is on the case, and he's going to send an first outreach email to our customer saying so. That just got a lot easier with our enhanced email capabilities in the new CSM workspace. Frank is going to apply a template. That template is going to pull data in from the case to tailor this email message, and he's going to go ahead and send it off. Easy. Next, he remembers that his colleague John resolved a similar issue recently and is going to ask him for some help. Staying within the same CSM workspace, he's going to start a chat with John. And while we find John in the system, you know, Frank could opt to swarm the issue. Let's say this was a VIP customer, right? He could add additional agents. He could add customer product experts, actually. But considering I mentioned this was an easy issue, we're just going to stick with John to help. But just know that that's an option. All right. So we're starting this chat with John. Hopefully he's around and can oh, there he is. Okay. So our pal John, yep, mentioned this is a known issue, and he even sent the fix over. What a pal. So Frank's ready to send a second email over to the customer explaining the fix, and he's going to use AI to write it. Now Assist is going to take all of the activity on the case and write a draft email for Frank to review. So this looks great, but it's a little verbose, and instead of rewriting it, Frank's going to actually use Now Assist to make his life a little easier. He's going to opt to shorten it instead. Let's see. Wow, that looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and insert and send. Wow, everyone is just stuck to their computers today. This is awesome. The customer just came back and said that fix worked. Everything happens a little faster in demo land.
Yeah,
but Frank's job isn't done quite yet. He's going to go back to his pal John and thank him for the help and close that communication loop. And he's going to ask Now Assist for help one last time. Sidebar summarization will give Frank a comprehensive yet concise summary of everything that's happened on the case. Frank can add that to the activity stream so it's in record, and now he's done. So as we've seen, good customer service agents do a lot of communicating, but with Now Assist, they're putting AI to work for your customers.
So good. Stay up here with us. Stay up here with us while we close this down. That's so exciting. No, stay up here. Stay up here.
Oh, stay? Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot. Yeah. We covered a lot. Like, I could say what I think were the key takeaways, but customer service is a big idea. It's where we spend a lot of money as businesses, because if the customer doesn't get what they want, then none of us get to stay in business. So that's a really exciting area. Here's what I heard today. Put AI to work for people with the AI platform for business transformation.
Yep,
that's the platform story, right? Mm-hmm. That's the big picture. Put your data to work with the workflow data fabric. This is about bringing rhyme and reason to data.
That's right.
The same way.
Yep, and building all the automation and intelligence on top of that you couldn't do before.
And we'll transform every corner with Now Assist. So those are the big takeaways I heard. I know everybody is dying to see what Dan has created. Oh, hold on, they're taking photos, so let's wait. Take photos. I would step out of it so you don't have to crop me out of it, but it's too bad. All right, Dan. Dan, the drum roll is going. Like, what is the human interpretation of my three? Let's see your picture.
Okay. So just like our friend King Kong here, you go big or you go home. And ServiceNow is really doing some big things and making big impacts for their customers. It's amazing to see how tangible challenges are being delivered when you talk about News Corp, NHL, and USI. And I'm really curious to see how ServiceNow can provide services to all of you in this audience with everything that they've been building and delivering for you guys.
All right, that's pretty damn good.
That's
Give it up for Dan. We're going to send you off to a Great World Forum, but before we do...
Yeah, one last thing. So one thing we did not cover is how important it is in this rapidly evolving technical landscape to continually educate and upskill your teams to be able to adopt the latest and greatest from our product. And we know you've got to move fast. So I want to recommend when you go out to the expo floor, please check out ServiceNow University. We've got a ton of free training and education for your teams to get the latest and greatest from us, to upskill on AI, and help you implement these great solutions. So please check out our booth at ServiceNow University. Thank you so much. That's the last thing that we wanted to plug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show floor. Enjoy all the programming, all the partners who are here. Let's put AI to work for people. This is a moment for all of us. Thank you for your trust and for your business, and have a great World Forum. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.